Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Now, the same way I gave a message to a lot of mothers on Mother's Day, this one is for you fathers, so don't think you exempt. This message is a little different. My message to you is extend yourself to your brothers. Some of you know your brother, that person beside you, whether it's your biological brother or your boy you call your brother, is not right, and you call him your boy. That is because he is still in the development stage of growing up for the last so many years. His days is numbered. See, God, what came to me is God is not playing with people, and he never was. So if you know someone who is set at home but is playing, tell them your days is numbered, because God is not playing with you. In order for us women to uplift and educate, we need the support. But it's hard because too many men out there are out in the sandbox playing, and the real man is picking up the burden of these grown boys. Check your boys. It's time for them to grow up, because sometimes a generational curse can start right there in their backyard with them. There cannot be power in numbers when there is a few men, a few women, and a whole heap of kids and grown adult teenagers stuck in the child category. They need to start helping build up, not tear down. Y'all men out there, leaders in the home, I need y'all to step forward, because it's unfortunate that there are a lot of homes that do not have leaders. We need you, because there is a lot of things I do not like doing, and I'm quite sure other women don't either. Which brings me to my story. I was at the gas station. This man said something interesting. I always go to this gas station. I'm not gonna lie, they got great food. Yeah, they do. They got great food. So I was at the gas station, and the signal came on for my tire. So my tire needed air. And there was two machines. One machine was digital, and the other one was the old school air machine where you could it's just free. So I was trying to use the digital, because the digital machine, it tells you how high the tire is. And the way the boards are in my car, it tells me that 3 tires is at a certain level and then 1 is not at that level. So I didn't know how to work it, because I was trying to use the card and coins, and yeah, it just was a nightmare. I went inside and I spoke to the guy in the gas station, and I said, look, I need to use the machine and it's not working. He came outside and he said, oh, I don't know. And he said, but why would you use that machine and you could use this one that's free? I said, because I'd rather pay the money so it could tell me that all my tires is the same level. And he said, well, if you use the old school machine, he didn't say old school, I'm saying old school, but he says if you use the machine, this machine is free. And I said, but like I said, I won't be able to know if the tire level is the same as the others. He said, well, it should be easy. And I said, look, sir, I'm a whole female, and at the end of the day, this is starting to be difficult. We need to make my life easier. And he said, well, nowadays, men and women are the same. I said, no, we're not. And I said, we're not talking about the world, and I should be able to figure it out, And I went into my long story. I don't like going to hardware stores trying to figure things out. I feel like when I walk into the hardware store, it's dusty. So I always have to go in with jogging pants, okay? I don't like going down the aisle where I have to pick up something, because, I have, I guess, vendors. Yeah, the vendors come into my house to do work, and I got to figure out what screw goes with what bolt and what size, and I don't like doing all that. And as a single woman, a lot of people feel like, that things is easy. No, it's not. I don't like going to the aisle to go get no screws. I don't like trying to figure out why I shouldn't use that paint as opposed to the paint over there. I don't like figuring out that the border paint is different from ceiling paint. I don't like all that mess. I don't understand why I go to the hardware store and it's dark inside. It's like, yo, where's the manager? Why he don't turn up the lights? Yeah, is he trying to save money? And then it's like you feel like you walk inside the hardware store, you got to put on construction boots and have like little daps of paint on your clothes. And as soon as I leave, I feel like I have to go home and take a shower. I don't like going into hardware stores. So he started laughing, and he was hunched over, he was cracking up. And I said, it's just not for me. Like, I'm at a place right now in my life where I like peace, and I don't mind saying, look, can you go to the hardware store and pick me up this and whatever X, Y, and Z? Because it's ridiculous. I had to go to the hardware store because, like I told y'all before, I moved, and when I moved, they destroyed my furniture. So my immediate reaction, one piece of my furniture was to just throw it away, and then somebody said, oh, go get the screws from the hardware store. And I was just like, why? Who's gonna do all of that? You kidding me? And I ended up going to the hardware store, and then I met a guy, Bob, in hardware. No, sorry, Robert in hardware. Great person. And he explained to me why you need a washer, and you need the bolt, and you need the nail. And then I said, well, I don't have the tool to screw this thing in. And he said, you need an Allen key. And then when I look, I said, oh, because the screw was huge. Never saw a screw like that before, but okay. And then I had a whole ring of Allen keys. Yeah. So I came home, and then I said, it's going to be a whole afternoon thing, like from 12 to probably midnight to get all of these things together. And I did it. And it only took me, I would say, I did it during the news, because I turned on the TV and watched the news. The 6 o'clock news. And by the time the news went off, and I guess Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune or one of them things came on, I was done. I was like, thank God, because that was a nightmare. I don't want to go through all of that. I don't. But back to the story. I remember back in the day when I was reckless, but I had a lot more male friends who, I could call them and I would say, look, I'm going through X, Y, Z. Can you, like the light is out. Can you come change the bulb or thing the wires or whatever it is? And 1, 2, 3, they were there. I only know one person that's an electrician by trade and can do that. I have a lot of friends, male friends, that can help me, but they live far. And if you meet people on the streets, guys, I would say, they always expect something. It's not like back in the day when I would say I owned my house and I needed a guy to put together my lawnmower because my ex decided to be 2 cents slick, and he put the bottom parts together and not the top parts, and he left it in my living room. Who leaves a lawnmower in the living room? He did, in the middle of the living room. And I had to call one of my friends, and I said, look, this is where I live. Do you know how to put together a lawnmower? He said, it's easy. I said, I will cook you dinner if you put together my lawnmower. He said, bet. He came up for the weekend. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday I cooked breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And he was the perfect candidate. Why? Because his parents just sold the house, and he really didn't have any place to live. So he was bouncing from friend's house to friend's house, and he was trying to decide if he was gonna move away with his family or get a place still in New York. And it was just perfect. He slept on the couch, and he put together my lawnmower, and he said, how you put together the bottom part and not put together? I said, yo. And it was in my living room. So you have the couch, you have the lawnmower, and then it was the TV. So I wasn't having no company over. See, my ex, he did it on purpose. Some men, they want you to hound them to do things. Childlike behavior. And he was being petty. And my friend was like, yo, we mowing carpets now. It was in my living room for, I kid you not, I would say the end of August, and all I remember is leaves falling on the floor, and the holidays was coming around, and my lawn needed to be mowed and cleaned. And I explained to my friend, I said, some men will do things so you have to call them, but I ended up calling you. I kid you not, when my ex called me, because what happened was when he started to fix the lawnmower, we were together, and I kept asking him, "You gonna put the lawnmower together?" Yada yada yada. Kept asking, and then one day I just stopped asking. Then we got into an argument over something else, and I was done. So by the time the lawnmower got fixed, and he did call me, I was like, "What are you talking about? The lawnmower's fixed already." He was like, "Who fixed it?" "Someone else." Someone else. Eat that up. Lord, forgive me of my sin. Back to the Father's Day message. I was making fried chicken, and when this message came to me, it wasn't so much the message, it was that the person who messed up is going to be mad, and this person does not want to hear the truth that they messed up big time. But when they are ready to hear the truth, they're gonna be broken. So what came to me on Mother's Day, actually, because I was just like, what am I going to talk about for Father's Day, because that's right around the corner. And what came to me is this person calls themselves high value but does not live an ethical lifestyle. Something they are doing in the cut is an embarrassment. Basically, they are in trouble. Whomever you know that you see things getting shaky in their life, it's about to be for real. This person is so stuck in their ego, money cannot fix everything. And when this message came to me, I said, that's my Father's Day message. And the oil jumped out of the frying pan so high, it was crazy. And the chicken wasn't wet that the oil would be jumping so high. And there was no reason for water to go in the pot. I have never seen oil like that. Plus, I didn't even fry a lot of chicken when that happened. I said somebody's going to be furious, beyond mad, when they are exposed. Sometimes when a person has not grown up, God will break them down. And if any of you have a friend that is about to get broken, whether it is by God or the enemy, they are going to listen to what you have to say now. So that ego they have is about to die real quick. Talk to them with kindness. Give them the godly answer, and tell that person to turn their ringer off from the fools they have been listening to or running around with. Now it is time for them to grow up, and you are in position to do that. Whoever this is for, you are going to have to step into a father role or a big brother role, because they're going to need fatherly advice. Real talk. So this just came to me. I want you to understand something. When God gives messages, they come from anywhere. They could come from anywhere. You could get them in your dreams. You could get them wide awake. You could get them walking. It could be anywhere. God created the world. He created the world. And what I'm saying to you all is that you can't hold on to information. Like myself, I can't hold on to information. Like I could hold on to information for it to unfold and God give me more messages and then give me the okay to tell you all. But what happens is that we have to start doing our service. I'll go more into that in another episode. Now, with this message, there's going to be some guys that whoever goes to is going to be receptive, because they're gonna be thankful that you care enough to give them sound advice. But then there's gonna be some that's gonna look at you out of the eyes of jealousy and say, who do you think you are? You have to, at this stage of the game, be okay in whatever you did to say that I stepped to this person and told them what is what. And if they want to be ignorant, so be it. But now you know where you stand and who they are. And that's the best thing, for you to know who they are and who you're dealing with. Because like I said, you don't want someone to mess up your energy. That's number one. And number two, sometimes you just outgrow certain people. It is what it is. I had to learn that. Even though a lot of times I didn't want to give certain people information and I was just like, oh, they're going to be upset. It is what it is. I don't regret it. I did what I did. And I'm happy about that, because when God gives you a message, you can't just be holding on to things for yourself, especially if He's giving you the message for someone else. You can't do that. Like, you can't hold on to the information and say, oh, well, I know what's going on in that person's life and that's it. No, God might be telling you to tell someone else. So that's how it goes. Now, for you fathers, recharge, do what you do. Sit in front of the TV, watch sports, argue at the screen. Get your mind right, because you too will have to step into position and teach others how to lead. Before you do anything, go to God in prayer. Spend more time at home helping out your other half. Create a home for peace where God can come into your home. Know when you need to shut down. And have a blessed day. You deserve it. But after this day is over, you got work to do. You know that. So, for more, sign up for a session. Go to my website. I'm still giving away 30 minutes free Father's Day special. Email me sfj.peace@gmail.com. Check out my store. Check me out on YouTube. Like, subscribe, smash the notification. Love me more and I love you more. Have a blessed week. Later.